All right, everybody. I have a sound in my head, and I don't know if it's the live stream or what. Oh, well. I hear an echo. Okay, I have to ask you guys if you hear an echo. Oh, hang on, guys. There's always something that happens. I hear a delay. Just a minute. I'm having a problem. All right, well, you're all joining, and I can hear myself afterwards. And I'm going to open up. You want to watch what I do? I'll screen share. I got to open up the. And I'm going to open up. You want to watch what I do? I'll screen share. Oh, I don't like this. And I'm going to open up. Where's the mic? You want to watch what I do? I'll screen share. Oh, I don't like this. I have all kinds of crap here, and all I hear is me, and it's making me feel crazy on a test. I guess it's a test day, but this shouldn't be happening. I have all kinds of crap here, and all I hear is me, and it's making me feel crazy. Do you see the mic app? Oh, my God. I haven't been feeling good, right? I've been sick. Hang on a second. Hang on. Do you see the mic app? Oh my God. I haven't been feeling good. I'm coming back to you. Hang on a second. Oh, shit. Let's try this again. Wow. I don't want to hear myself. Hang on. I got one more thing to do. I can't do this show if this keeps happening. I don't know what the mic problem is, but I'm going to figure it out. All right. Well, I got a lot of you with me, too. Hang on. I'll figure it out, but I am going to play you something. All right? We'll get into this. Let's get into it. Okay, my walls have sprung a leak. Look at that. I'm gonna need help. The window's leaking. The floor is leaking.
Where the grass is green, we're still alive.
Well, that was an old one. I fixed the problem with the sound. I'm really sorry, but something was on. Jean was right. Hello, Jean. She was right. It was a background thing, and I had too many windows open. All right. So the reason why I'm here to do this today is there was a follow-up in like a online newsletter kind of thing that I follow, and a lot of us do. And it kind of flowed from last week's. And by the way, I support other YouTubers. I like hoodies. And we're going to do that. And I just wanted to welcome all of you. And hi, Poppy. And hi, Bila. And let me see. It's good to see you on a Sunday. I have been sick. Warren. Hi, Warren. Warren's here. He's outside. Yeah. They're actually camping here. And they came from Florida. But unfortunately, they had an onboard visitor that precluded us from hanging out until like today and yesterday. So it kind of sucks. Florida is kind of a toxic government, but that's not why I'm here. We'll follow up. I mean, I suppose it could be. It's also about some of the denialism and some of the things I've seen and it is to practice not saying right. Okay. Yes, this is an interactive show, so I actually can show and say, hi, what can you do? Let's see what you can do. Good channel, great channel. And make them a little bigger. And hi, Hoops, and Looney Tunes and Poppy. It's really good to see you. And Ken, Jean, you had it right. You definitely had it right. All right. Hello, Rosemary Hill. Yeah. Oh, I found him quite a while ago. I think I found him when he was doing the building in Florida that just like crumbled out of the blue. Well, it wasn't out of the blue. It was neglect. It was corporate neglect, which we all know what that is, right? All right. So I'll tell you, no, hope I'm well. Well, I wasn't. And I know somebody is mad at me because I was supposed to go to a concert and a birthday celebration this weekend. And I started not feeling good, really not feeling good at all. But that's been going on and on all summer. And I keep going, okay, is it depression? I have all these, things and all this news from around the world and all the things that are happening in my family, blah, 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 like everyone's life. But this week I really didn't feel good. So I ended up sitting in the stupid hospital all day Friday. But I have to say, the phone died and I got some relaxation. But after all these hours in a CAT scan, it's a diverticulitis or losis. And it's in your it's probably an old person's thing. It's in your digestive system, little pockets. So it's probably I've been eating vegetables from the garden with tomatoes and peppers and all kinds of stuff. Probably too many seeds. So, yeah, I was sick. And last week's show, Tuesday night at Exxon, that was a lot of work for me. And I don't know. I think it was just whatever. And I'm always, this sniffly, I'm always sniffly. I have 6 cats. I live in a dusty house, and it is September in Western New York. So that is totally sniffly. It was not, it's not COVID. I don't have COVID. I'm fine. This was what it was. But I guess nobody thinks about COVID much because the hospital, they took down all the barriers between people talking and nobody was wearing a mask and all kinds of shit. Hi, Obsolete Optics. So, all right, we're going to move on. So there's my whole personal thing. And plus Friday night, Jennifer, we were going to do a show. She had a business trip. So my dogs are goth. I did not. Did I get you sick through the internet? Mother Earth doesn't give sicknesses. The old crone here doesn't give sicknesses. I hope not. I was supposed to go with my friends, and I know Sam is pissed, or was pissed, because I flaked on him and other friends, and I still hurt. It felt like a stabbing pain in my right side. Okay. That's what it was. And it was really, the hospital's like Hooterville if you're young enough to remember, old enough to remember it. Oh, I can't stand it. Stop me. I need lessons in not saying Yeah, I know, sweetheart. I remember. Oh my God. And you're so far away. And I was sending you healing karma, and I'm not even, a mystically oriented person, but I do that. And yeah. So, of course, my friends can understand that I'm sick, but I felt bad because I didn't want to flake. I don't go anywhere. And it was really weird. I think I told you about this when I went to see Rob Zombie with my daughter in Toronto a couple of weeks ago. We both came home with norovirus, I suppose, because it was all of the symptoms, what we used to call the shits, for 24 hours, the stomach flu, whatever. It was pretty crappy. I don't like getting sick. Who does? No one. But anyway, and I'll try to stop sniffling. That's another thing. Maybe I should do some saline solution before I get on the show. Oh my God. All my friends and I talk about this getting old shit. And really quick, last night, I was watching YouTubes, and I don't know why, but there were doctor videos popping up, and then there were plastic surgery videos popping up, and I got into this one, and I was watching this guy, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is how they get women to think they need help, because, we are vain creatures. We've been raised to be vain in our corporatist, capitalist, consuming world, that we're not good enough. And, I'm always like, oh, I want, and then I don't. But it's when you watch it, and it popped up, and I was really watching what this doctor was saying. But he was against all of those things that fillers, because you see all those women that look like all that stuff. It's kind of sad. I just don't smoke cigarettes and hardly drink and stay out of the sun. So I try to minimize, naturally. I think I'm too loud or getting too close. Anyway, let's get started. I have articles, and I know you're all chit-chatting away, which is great, which is my aim on a Sunday. I think, do I smoke the flower? Baby, I smoke the flower. I'm a very versatile flower person. All right, here we go. Let's go. I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to go into the I didn't say I said that's a place filler when your head is behind your thoughts are going too fast. It is. It really is. It's like a place filler. All right. Whoop. Oh. Well, this is kind of what we're talking about. The made-up catastrophe used by globalist socialists to instill fear and guilt to tax, regulate, and remove our freedoms while pretending to be saving the planet. Well, that certainly is not what we are about. No, we're probably more socialist than anything, for sure. Yeah. So let's play this one, and then we'll go into the article. This was from last year.
Our next guest was once a climate alarmist, but now says the entire movement is, quote, a scam. Tom Harris is the executive director of the International Climate Science Coalition. He joins me now. Tom, good to see you tonight. Now, you actually say the only way to get rid of this is to go after the science of climate change. Explain.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people will say, well, Canada, for example, puts out so little greenhouse gas emissions that we shouldn't actually try to reduce it because China is double the United States. Well, the trouble is people argue that, well, yes, but we have to set an example to the world and we have to be good citizens and all that sort of thing. So they're using these arguments quite often that China's doubled the emissions of the US, etc. But the real underlying thing is that there is no climate crisis. I was originally an aerospace engineer, and I would give speeches and I wrote articles. I wrote one in the Ottawa Citizen about comparative planetology, how studying the planets helps us understand the Earth better. And I used the example of the runaway greenhouse effect on Venus. I said, this could happen on the Earth if we don't reduce carbon dioxide. Well, a local professor at Carleton University, professor of geology, he liked my article so much he used it in his course on climate change. But he said to the students, but that part about Venus is wrong. What happened on Venus cannot physically happen on the Earth, and he explained why. Now I thought, who is this climate change denier? Well, he invited me into his lab and he showed me the geologic history that he and others are finding, and they found no consistent correlation between carbon dioxide and Earth's temperature. At times, CO2 was 1,300% of today, and we were stuck in very cold conditions. So it was all over the board. So I started wondering, well, maybe he's right. He exposed me to a lot of people who actually showed me that there are thousands of scientists. And here's a book actually that illustrates that. It's called Climate Change Reconsidered. And this is on climatechangereconsidered.org. There are thousands of references here which talk about the fact that there is no foundation to the climate scare. It's all based on models that don't work.
But Tom, when you hear, politicos especially, but not just the politicos, celebrities, it's settled science. Science is settled. Is science ever settled, really? I mean, except over time where you really, what is H2O? We know what H2O is, right? We understand that. But is this science settled really quickly?
No, in fact, it's a very immature science. In fact, we don't even know whether it's going to warm or cool in the future. Various people who study the sun, for example, Dr. Patterson, they show that we're headed into a grand solar minimum around 2060, and that we'll see gradual cooling over the next few decades. So the bottom line is we have no clue what's going to really happen. So the only sensible approach is to get ready for it, to make our infrastructure hardened, to use solid, dependable sources of energy like coal. This is a piece of coal from eastern Kentucky.
And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources.
And not to turn off our solid, reliable energy sources for flimsy wind and solar power. You'd laugh. It's appropriate that I'm based here in Ottawa, because right now here in Ottawa, Canada, they're running a municipal election. And it is the most corrupt election I have ever seen. They are trying their best to bring in a climate alarmist as mayor. So guess who they put in charge of the 4 debates they've had? Climate activists. They have climate activists running the mayor's debate.
Professor, it doesn't surprise me that this is happening in Canada, it's happening in the United States, and we need real facts to discern what the real truth is here. Professor, thank you for this invaluable work that you're doing.
Okay, so there we go. That was another one I made. I am going to take you now to the article that we're going to start out with. Everything is going a little loony today. But, all right, here we go. Apocalypse Soon. This is one of the publications we look at. And here we go. So they say they are a weekly reckoning with life in a warming world in the fight to save it. So this is kind of follow-up from my Tuesday show. Last week, the Wall Street Journal published a bombshell investigation into ExxonMobil's internal strategy to downplay the role of fossil fuels in causing climate change. The investigation offers shocking details of how Exxon executives worked behind closed doors to push narratives that would help them drill more oil, funded a science support their business as the consensus around man-made global warming grew, and adopted ludicrous tactics such as trying to influence the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the world's leading scientific body, after the group published a report sounding the alarm. We've known for several years that Exxon has spent decades working to suppress climate science and mislead the public. The journal's investigation takes what we already knew about the oil company's deceit one step further, using newly unveiled documents to show how Exxon continued to perpetuate climate denial well into the 2010s, even as it was making public statements acknowledging climate science and in support of the Paris Agreement. In addition, the period covered by the journal's reporting includes the time when the company was under the control of Rex Tillerson, later Dump's Secretary of State. The documents reviewed by the journal, which haven't been previously reported, show that Tillerson, as well as some of Exxon's board of directors and other top executives, sought to cast doubt on the severity of climate change's impacts, reporters Christopher Matthews and Colin Eaton wrote. Exxon scientists support research that questioned the findings of mainstream climate science, even after the company said it would stop funding think tanks and others that promoted climate change denial. Damning stuff! So for a blockbuster investigation like this, a big media outlet will often pull in reinforcements from its various sections to help promote it or add context. But while the journal did run a companion podcast on the Exxon investigation, its editorial board and op-ed section stayed completely silent on the bombshell. The editorial board did, however, run a piece last Sunday that fearmongered about the Securities and Exchange Commission working with the climate lobby to give trial lawyers ammunition to attack business with the agency's proposed climate disclosure law. That's not terribly surprising. The journal's opinion section, after all, decided to spend the hottest summer in recorded history publishing misleading pieces on climate change and wildfires and railing against efforts to encourage people to bike more. The editorial board published no pieces on the record-breaking heat the entire country felt this summer. I checked. As with Exxon investigation, the disconnect between the Wall Street Journal's reporting side and its opinion department is not exactly news. The journal's opinion section has long been a bastion for some of the most stubbornly immovable and increasingly absurd climate denial in news media. It routinely publishes notable players from the climate denier ranks. Yep, it does. Its editorial board has a history of denying basic climate science. It once ran an attack on science around sea level rise that was so full of scientific errors that a professor of earth science said that if the author was one of his students, he would have failed. Rhode Island Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, who I love, yay, even gave a speech on the floor of the Senate in 2018 about just how shitty the paper is on the topic. The journal's former owner, Rupert Murdoch, who stepped down from his position this week, is one of the great platformers of conservative talking points and climate denial through the various outlets of his media dynasty. The paper is reportedly his first read of the morning, and its editorial board is widely seen as being able to tip the scales of the mainstream Republican Party on various candidates and issues. But the journal has also faced blowback from its own reporters over content published in its editorial pages, since the newsroom sent a letter to leadership in 2020 complaining about the lack of fact-checking its op-ed section. Like they give a shit. As the world gets hotter and hotter, the gulf between the world of the journal's venerable opinion staff, where the science around climate change is hogwash, where a delirious climate lobby is trying to usurp capitalism, and where we should all just shut up and drill more, and the stories its decorated newsroom is actually reporting may only grow. Ironically, the journal's investigation was based on a huge trove of documents that Exxon was forced to turn over to the Attorney General in New York. Yay for New York, my state. And that suit, as well as subsequent climate lawsuits, became a favorite punching bag for the editorial board. Over the weekend, California filed a massive lawsuit against several oil companies, and NPR reported that the state is likely to use the documents uncovered by the journal in court. The so-called climate lobby that's given trial lawyers ammunition to attack businesses that the editorial board is so up in arms about may wind up simply being the paper's own reporters doing good work in its own room. So there you go. That's follow-up to Tuesday's show. And if you have not watched Tuesday's show, please do, from last Tuesday. How you guys doing out there? Let's see. Robert. Okay. People in power will not do enough soon. Enough to prevent the chaotic climate from creating extraordinary global chaos and human suffering. Yep. It's sad. It's very sad. Were there trolls in the chat? Was there a troll in the chat? Oh my God, really? Well, I think what we should do with trolls. What do you think we should do with trolls? Let's see. I think what we should do with trolls is flush them. Totally. I love Ecamm Live. When it's last minute shows like this, but you can do a lot. You can do a lot of cool stuff with Ecamm. It's techno, but I love it. It's great. So, all right. So that article, was referring to the climate villain. The climate villain. Yes. The climate villain of the moment, who I need to now bring back my screen share so you can see it. Okay. Rupert Murdoch. And he did. He sowed his media empire to sow confusion and doubt. Now, I don't really want to go through this whole thing, but I do want to say that ding dong, the witch is dead. Yeah, I think so. But he's not. He's still alive. Oh, God. And so this article talks about everybody that had something negative to say about Murdoch, including myself. This was funny. He described himself as a skeptic, not a denier of climate change. And he said that there were no climate change deniers around his country. Well, he's just full of shit. So this will be in there. And I want to move on to one more thing. And Professor Nick Cowan on Twitter, X. 4 large climate tipping point systems on Earth are likely to cross their tipping points at 1.5C of global warming, the Greenland ice sheet, the West Antarctic ice sheet, tropical coral reef systems, and abrupt thawing of permafrost in the Arctic. And Johan Rockström, who is like a star, when he's always at the COPs, and we are not making progress. Face existential challenges and need a transformative action plan following another politically flat SDG summit and New York Climate Week. Here is a Time 100 Voices op-ed on the implications of the latest health check of the planet, which I'm not going to, it's here. I did not pull it up because I have another one, but I'll pull it up for this minute. And I thought we might have gone over this, but this is brand new by Johan Rockström. I think we should probably take a look at it. All right. Humanity has reached a saturation point on Earth. There's no atmospheric space left to safely add more greenhouse gases. We cannot lose more intact nature or wild species. The oceans are or at beyond biological carrying capacity. We are hitting the planetary ceiling of hardwired process that regulate the stability and the livability on Earth. For the first time, we face the risk of destabilizing the entire planet. Earth science, system science, has come a long way in understanding the geochemical and physical strengths and weaknesses of how the land, atmosphere, and oceans and all life interact. Our most recent planetary boundary health check shows that 6 of 9 biophysical systems and processes that regulate the state of the planet have transgressed. And are the boundary level and are outside of the safe operating space for humanity. And sometimes just reading that is, it's just full of that horror sound. It puts us at risk of permanently undermining. This is time, okay? The livability for all humans in terms of everything from water, food, and health to security. Of the 16 large climate tipping points on Earth, 4 are likely to cross at one C of global warming. These are Greenland ice sheet, the West Antarctic ice sheet, tropical coral reef systems, and abrupt thawing of permafrost in the Arctic. If this occurs, we would commit future generations to 10 meters sea level rise, permanently ruin the livelihoods for 500 million people, depending on coastal tropical reef ecosystems, and trigger feedbacks that would accelerate warming even further. It would not cause an abrupt collapse, but push the planet Earth further away from the stable state that our civilization, our modern world relies on. But keeping the planet safe is not sufficient for human prosperity and equality. The latest science shows that humanity's operating space on Earth shrinks even further if human justice is considered. The safe boundary for climate is to avoid exceeding 1.5 C. But well before this, evidence shows that unacceptable levels of harm will hit millions of people across the world. That just climate boundary is set at 1C, confirming that since we've reached 1.2 of warming so far, we are already deep into the climate justice crisis. Scientifically, we today have a good handle on the pace required to face this urgent challenge. Global emissions need to be cut in half by 2030 and reach net zero for the entire world economy by 2050 in less than 30 years. And I'm not mentioning anything about the aerosol masking effect here either. We will. For nature, loss of species must be halted now, and the world to be on a nature positive trajectory, building more nature than losing by 2030 is a hopium. This means that the world is no longer in the realm of incremental or linear change. Instead, we need to bend curves towards positive change, implying exponential change across sectors and geographies. Acceleration and scaling transitions to sustainability are the only 2 guiding principles to avoid unmanageable outcomes and completely fail on universally agreed upon world development targets, such as the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so that is Johan Rockström. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's tough. And then comes, we don't know about that. You know, I don't know enough about the aerosol masking effect. They all want to go to net zero. I bring you the information, guys, and you tell me what you know also. So I'm playing another one. I think I did not play this one.
1988, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change was established by the World Meteorological Organization and the United Nations Environmental Program.
A lot of people think the IPCC is a group of scientists. Strictly speaking, that's not true. The IPCC is a group of governments.
About 190 governments from across the globe who wanted information on the state of the climate and its human origin.
Slum of heroes, wild mortals and the gods. I'm
Those are old videos. Older videos I made, and the disasters that are happening around the world are really the same, and they're getting worse. I suppose, unless it's, what is it? Is it social media just showing it to us? I did have one more article, but I think I'm going to forgo it, and we're going to do comments, okay? There's some good ones. And yeah, obsolete optics is not just red-pilled. I'm black-pilled. Let's see. I think there was a talk about population. That's not true. The Earth can sustain billions of humans, no problem, just not any on a global petrochemical-based one. Nothing is, yeah. Donald. Hi, Donald. Climate disaster is inevitable. What we should be focusing on helping people migrate or deal with climate disaster near them. Bingo! That is a wonderful comment, because that is what we are all going to have to do. That's what Nicholas is going to get his PhD in, it's disaster management, basically. Forest dweller, hi. None of you are re-sustainable. You are all complicit in the destruction of our habitat. Absolutely. I have never said it. We are. And actually, that's what the title of the show, brought to you by, let me get it, Destabilisation. I'll make it bigger. Destabilisation of the Earth's climate, brought to you by all of us. Unfortunately, in a lifestyle that did we ask for it? Thank you. I don't think, hi, the anti-corporatist, I don't think that the truly rich, the 1%, either don't know or don't care, or their riches are tied directly to fossil fuel extraction. I mean, these guys get paid for oil. Oh, yeah, they do. But they must understand and don't care. It's psychopathic. They're psychopaths. The IPCC has presided over a doubling of GHG emissions. Yes, politics and not science. But the thing about it is, everything now it's politics and science. You can't separate it anymore, because it's just not. No. Let's see what else. I saw you. Oh, and I wanted to mention something earlier when Obsolete Optics was talking about the mighty Mississippi and the water and where's it coming from. That's a story we're going to have to really dive into. Oh, what videos? There will be no, shame there will be no reruns of these videos. Well, anyway. That fear thy name, small and great, and shoutest destroy them which destroy the earth. Yes, that's it. Saltwater intrusion. That's what's happening. It's all messed up down there. The Gulf, everything. It's just crazy. Hey, Nadia, somehow you didn't know this was going live. Well, that's because, it was a last minute thing, and sometimes last minute things are good minute things. Had a little, again, I'm counting them. I need a jar. So every time I say I got to put a quarter in it. And maybe that'll be behavioral therapy against umming. All right. I mean, we got to have some fun. Let's see, what else are you guys talking about? Aw. Well, no, that's right. They have character limits. I don't know if I can change that. I don't think so. Send the videos into the cosmos. Perhaps some aliens in 1 billion years will find them and cry for us or laugh at us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like a swear jar, but an jar. So I will pay attention and not use as a place marker between thoughts, which is what it is. Let's see. Hi, Judy. All of us NDE people share common knowledge. Life goes on, and there are many realities. I'm telling we really care about the You don't care about my I love you, Poppy. That's all right. Yeah, no one minds if Sam Cedar uses a lot. Okay, so we understand it's a placeholder, and I am being unnecessarily self-harsh, I suppose. I am not a professional journalist, obviously. Oh, yeah, a side jar, because a lot of it is the kind of, this. Let's do it again, because of a lot of it is sad stuff. But it's stuff that, I'm not going to end this on a negative or a bottom. I'm going to end it on what I always say. Take local action. If you're concerned about things and it seems like everything is just so big and you can't handle it, do something local. Even if it's volunteering at a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter or anything you can do, even with a political party, do what you can. Fight against pollution where you live, fight against corporate greed, just things that you can do. Write letters. I'm here thinking, all you people caring about nature, you have no idea what is being lost. No, a lot of us. We do research. You've done the research. You've done it. He has a whole channel on the research. A whole channel, Forest Dweller. We know what's being lost. We see it. You helped me immensely. And I know you're angry. And it's very easy to be angry. We're all angry at all of this. Because I don't think that, even though we are all complicit, it wasn't a choice. Not by us. Hi, Jeffrey. Save the vegetables. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool one. All right, so let's pick some music to go out on. Should we be quiet or should we be kind of jovial? All right, let's see. Start climate change committees at political clubs and animal welfare. Yes, animal welfare. I like the animal welfare. I think that's an amazing thing. Let's see. I know and believe in climate disaster without even knowing the science part. Don't even need to realize it. Right. I hear you. Meditation. Okay. There are things we can all do. And I used to do a lot more than I do now. But I still have friends that are very much. No, Forest Dweller's not new. I've known him for a long time. He knows. He just gets angry. And I understand his anger. I know him for years. And my dogs, let's see, what do we do? Thank you for being here. What can you do? I really do appreciate my new viewers. Our new viewers will be doing more shows with the rest of the crew. Fall is here. Oh, yes, BB, wait, here it is. I love this part. Grow your own food and give the excess out to your community, or make soup like I just did for my campers, my friends, my guys that are down here. Yeah. Just blast the Pink Floyd. I love you, Forest Dweller. My God, I learned a lot about conservation from him. So, no, he's not new. All right. Oh, yeah? Really? Good riddance to summer? Let me add that. It must have been pretty miserable because you're in Louisiana, right? Where is that comment? Good riddance to summer from Looney Tunes. Must have been really hot. Yeah. Love you too. I'm glad you came. I kind of like this Sunday thing, and pretty soon everything's going to go away. The winter change is coming. The furniture in the basement, the firewood, the deck is getting fixed Monday. Yay! Harvey, my Amish neighbor's coming to fix the deck so that it won't fall down with the firewood weight. It's the process. I live by the seasons, and so does Poppy, and there are others here that do. We live by the seasons, and we live by what we are given to work with now. It's changed. B, you love the winter? We hardly have winter anymore. I know. I haven't had to have my driveway plowed in years. And I have a long driveway. I mean, a really long country driveway that's actually all overgrown. And pretty soon you're not going to be able to see it's a driveway. Hi, Bill. Yeah, thank you. Where the hell is nature gone? It's been paved over and put up a parking lot. Aw. Gosh, algorithms. Yeah, I think Vegematic just made a new video. He had something drop today. So we will, I'll go from here. We'll go over to Vegematic's channel and watch his new video. And know I love you guys. Yes, I'm still doing Tuesday night. Yes, I'm getting better every day. Yep, and I made myself a wonderful broth, and I'll be good. And, well, thank you. Oh, what sweethearts. Yeah, I love a lot of you. I love all of you. I can't lie. I can't lie. It's hard to lie. All right. It's called The Ending because I need to move screens. I'm so professional. All right, guys. We'll see you Tuesday. Love you.